Story 1. WIBTAH for breaking up with my girlfriend after she came out as trans? I'm going to refer her as a woman throughout this post so it's not as confusing to me. Don't get offended for me doing this, I just don't want any confusion. I, 23M, have been with my girlfriend 22F for almost a year. She's always been feminine and that's what I really liked about her. I don't know at this point if it was just a mask or something because knowing her this situation for me has been confusing. She came out to me as trans. She was very emotional about it and told me she didn't want me to break up with her over this. She still likes men, but feels like she is one truly. She told me she has been watching a lot of videos of trans people and told me that's what she thinks her issue was all her life was and being trans will make her happier. She's never told me before she was unhappy, especially this kind of unhappy. It was a shock to me and I didn't know what to say to her. She wanted me to refer to her in he/him pronouns and a different name. She didn't want to be called names anymore, like babe or baby. I've slipped up a lot on accident and she would be upset and correct me. She started becoming angry about it. I kept telling her it's an accident and I truly don't want to upset her over it. It's been a month and I don't think I can continue doing it. I'm not gay and I don't want to be dating a man. It feels so weird to me to be referring my girlfriend as he. I've been thinking about breaking up, but I don't want to be considered an asshole to break up over this. Story 2. AITA for refusing to share my huge inheritance with my stepsiblings? So I, 17M, found out only a few weeks ago that my dad left me a lot of money in a trust. Like it's such a crazy amount that I didn't really believe it at first. But it's true. The reason is my dad had inherited from both his parents already. He also inherited from the only 2 uncles he had as well, and one of them was very successful and had a business. This was all explained in a letter my dad wrote to me. He had the trust set up before he came into most of the money, but when he found out his cancer was incurable, he decided to put it all aside for me once all medical bills were paid off for him. My parents were separated, but not legally divorced when my dad was sick/died. But they weren't living together or a couple for a year. This was 10 years ago. My mom found out about the money because she read the letter he sent to me about the issue. Then she insisted she was joining me to meet with the lawyer to discuss this. When my mom learned about the money, she told her husband, and suddenly the money became a very touchy subject. I can't touch it until I'm 19 with the way my dad set it up. So I have some time to deal with this, but my mom and her husband want me to share the money with my stepsiblings 14, 8, and 7. The money is enough where even if I pay for college and buy a house I would have money left. The way the trust works, I was told it's also getting interest, which my dad had intentionally set up. My mom and her husband have struggled financially for years. They started dating when his youngest kid was 1. His wife had died, he was going through a legal battle with the mother of his oldest, and his oldest is in therapy for trauma caused by their mom. Also, his youngest was born with some medical issues and has lots of doctor appointments. Between everything, money was tight. We live paycheck to paycheck, and I work to make my own life a little more comfortable. But we had no college savings or anything before this. My mom and her husband drained their own bank account to keep a roof over our heads. This has all been brought up to me as a good reason why I should do this. My mom told me it was selfish for dad to put it all away solely for my future, and he should have been thinking about raising me as well. She told me I might not call her husband dad or his kids my siblings, but we are a family and that this family has been through so much together and we have struggled for so long that it would be so good and generous for me to do this. I told her it's not like I can access the money now. She said no, but when I do, I should set up accounts for my 3 step-siblings so they have a better chance at college and if not college, the chance to have a help start in life. Despite all their trying to talk me into it, I said no. I told them I wasn't going to share the money. My mom was so mad, but it was nothing compared to how mad her husband was. They told me to quit being selfish and start acting with compassion. AITA? Story 3. My girlfriend 27F can't see why pedophilia disturbs me 27M. My girlfriend started having sex with her teacher 27M at the time, currently almost 40 at 17 years old, though she originally told me 16 and later changed the story. They were together on and off for 8 years or so and broke in the last year or so. She originally told me that she broke up with him because he was giving gifts to a teenage girl that they were hosting without my girlfriend's knowledge. My girlfriend said that this made her feel not special because he was doing the same things for this teenage girl that he did for my girlfriend when she was his student. I was pretty shocked that she didn't say that she felt uncomfortable because he was literally doing the exact same grooming tactics to this new girl. She seems to not understand the immense disgust that I feel towards this man because she simply disagrees that he's a groomer/pedophile. Now she wants to continue to be friends with him because he has been such an important mentor in her life and thinks I'm unreasonable because I'm very uncomfortable with that whole thing. Also, she randomly sent me pics of herself and *kid as a teenager and got kinda distant when I said I'm not comfortable receiving pics of *kid / actualized teenager. We've been dating for 10 months now. Everything else in the relationship is great, and I love, respect, and adore her very much. I have no suspicion that she'd cheat. This situation is just such a gross stain in the back of my mind though. Literally any thoughts or advice would be welcomed. Am I overreacting here? TL. Girlfriend sympathizing hard with her groomer/pedophile ex face with rolling eyes.